How's it going, guys and gals? My name is Beckett, and welcome back to another episode of Sergeant Beckett Reviews. I am once again joined by my wonderful pal, Jed. Hello, Jed.
Yes, that's right. I'm back again. Guess who's back?
Back
again. Jed is back. Oh, God. Don't tell your friends. I'm antisocial.
Before we get into unlike last episode, I've got me some notes to cover before we get into the main meat of the matter today. And Jed just started talking about it just now, and it's something I want to head on to anyway because I discussed it in the last episode. To start with, a mini review. Your experience, Jed, with Iron Lung.
I really liked it.
Okay.
It was really well made.
Yeah.
I love the cosmic horror stuff.
Yeah.
I love like the lore, and
yes.
the Eldritchian stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it was very odd watching So here's the thing. We don't see actors, right, as themselves nearly as much as we see them acting. Markiplier doesn't have that advantage. We have seen Markiplier be Markiplier since he was since he was your age or younger, all right? We have seen Markiplier do Markiplier things since he was a baby. So whenever I see like bless him, he was doing his best. He did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like I believed him as the character. But he played it with his own voice. He didn't like put on a voice.
Okay.
It's the same problem I have when Jacksepticeye acts in anything, which is when Jacksepticeye acts in anything, apart from occasionally going a tiny bit higher pitched with his voice, he just sounds like Jacksepticeye. So I'm listening to it and I'm going, oh, that's Jacksepticeye, Fun fact, Jacksepticeye is that poor fucker who gets irradiated!
Yes, I didn't realise that. I saw a thing about it the other day, and I was like, wait, what? Jacksepticeye's in this thing? I was like, why is no one talking about this shit?
Yeah. I mean, there's a really inappropriate joke I could make. Jacksepticeye gets irradiated and dies in Markiplier's movie. So that's why Jacksepticeye unfollowed Markiplier. I'm sorry. I'm being mean. It's not any of our but no, joking aside, no, it was very good. I really liked it. But fuck it, it's more important what it represents than anything to do with it. The actual film could have been dog shit, and it would still have been a complete independent cinematic release by a movie by a guy who has nothing to do with the traditional Hollywood system. So, you know, fuck those guys. Fuck the system! Don't literally fuck the system. Half those guys are on the Epstein list.
I mean, the fact that like not only the fact that it was originally only like speculated aimed for like a single weekend release, but now because of the fact that it's technically gone to number one twice over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
And reached about in like global box office like 21 million.
Yeah, and don't forget though.
Second weekend.
Don't forget though, there's another factor to it going for a second weekend, which is unlike a lot of movies, the actual like cinemas are getting like a 50-50 share of the profits.
Oh yeah.
So that is a big like. Here's the thing: if it was an indie movie and like they got like a few hundred tickets shown, hey, that's nice. That's cool. This is a fucking Markiplier movie.
Yeah.
This is a motherfuck. This is a motherfucking Markiplier movie. So it's like, oh. This shit's going to sell out faster than fucking hotcakes. So of course they have incentives to keep showing it, as well as, you know, probably half of them are like your age or a little bit older. They probably grew up watching fucking Markiplier. so you know.
Yeah. Piss off. Yeah. I just don't know what one even was. What would you if you had to give it a rating out of 10? What would you rate it?
A solid 7.5.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Really solid effort for a first cinematic scale thing with that kind of budget. Really solid effort. You know. Loved the sets. Loved all of the acting. You know, loved pretty much everything about it. Thought it was really good.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still a first effort. I think Mark is definitely going to improve.
Oh yeah.
it is very difficult as well because obviously, how best to phrase this? You go into it, and it's like I'm watching Markiplier say things that Markiplier actually says. Yeah, there are bits of this that just feel like, yeah, this is just Markiplier saying Markiplier things. It just sounds like Markiplier, you know. So you have to sort of.
I didn't really get that from thing. I think I.
I mean,
somehow-
I've been watching him. I've been watching him, Nick, constantly since he started.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was there at like the 100k subscriber mark.
Yeah,
So
fair
I'm like I'm old.
I guess.
In case I haven't mentioned, I'm fucking old.
I guess
but yeah.
for me, I think part of it is like I guess that I was kind of. I had basically whether I must have had the disadvantage maybe or like the additional thing of whereas you was a more maybe a more hardcore Markiplier fan. I was more going into it without the knowledge of the I was not a hardcore Markiplier fan and also no knowledge of the game. So I was sort of going in there, sort of trying to focus on the story itself, and so so I think that kind of took me out of the whole Markiplier sphere-ness of it. But and part of that was why I personally would give it a 5 out of 10. And to give you the exact quoting, because I made a review post on it a couple of days ago after I think the day after I saw it, but to quote the conclusion of the review post I made. See, I'm overall rating after letting it sit for the night. About 5 out of 10. Decent movie. Had no complaints. Had I been a bit more of a die-hard fan, more knowledgeable in the game, and a fan of the genre, it may have been rated higher. That's yeah. Awesome sauce. And with that that's why with that little mini review. Now second little thing. And it's to do with STO actually. This one.
Ooh.
Yes. Ooh. I mean, there's not much to be honest. Other than just I just want to celebrate that. Probably my favorite character of all Star Trek, Ezri Dax, is returning back to STO. For the latest stuff.
Which seems very well timed given the episode of Star Trek that just came out.
I didn't link the two, but yes, that is a thing I did.
I think.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Who's your favorite Dax? Between that is Jadzia and Ezri.
Ezri.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
I am very surprised by that.
Terry Farrell is amazing, but the first Deep Space Nine that I properly watched was season 7.
Fair enough.
So I got like the first few episodes of season 7 on video when that came out.
Ah.
So I was very much like, oh, I really rather like Ezri Dax. She's fun and funny.
Oh, okay.
And that's literally all my young mind could really fathom about it. So I quite like Ezri Dax. I think there's no no shade on Jadzia. Terry Farrell is an incredible actor. Jadzia Dax is an incredible character. I like Ezri more. And I feel like it's a genuine shame that she only had one season to give us this character that's,
For me,
like, objectively, you could almost say that, like, Ezri even existing was a mistake. Because it's like, no, you killed Jadzia. Let Dax not be a main character anymore. Let Dax fuck off and be someone else. And if you have to have a new main character... promote one of the existing characters to main character for the last season. Don't make up a brand new one. But no. It's so objectively, you could argue that it's questionable bringing in a new Dax because it's like, yeah, I get it. We've basically got this Doctor Who like mechanism by which you could have this new character, except not really. So
for me, it's because I mean, unlike you, I started on I think I touched on DS9. I touched on the first episode, but it was a hard slog for me to get through that first episode. But eventually I did the sort of thing which I've recently done with the Paramount series Yellowstone. I tried to slog through it, got about halfway through the episode before I gave up on it, then left it a while, and then tried to come back to it again, and then I managed to get through that last bit of the first episode, and then I managed to get through the whole thing. So, unlike you for me, I was brought in with Jadzia first, and also I got to Jadzia after. But for me, okay, this might out me a little bit here, but I was admittedly a teenager when I first saw the series.
You think Ezri's cuter? My dude.
Yep.
It's fine. You can admit that you find one fictional character to be more appealing and attractive than another fictional character. There is no shame. We do not shame in this house.
Tell my anxiety that.
We do not shame in this house.
Oh, but I think, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, there wasn't any, sort of in that particular thing, there wasn't any particularly, I naturally sort of grew with her with the character of our character, or over the 6 seasons even, but yeah, yeah, I literally the moment as we walked on the door, I was like, oh. Not so much that, but I was like, oh, she's cute, I like her. And then obviously, as
No, fair.
that's
fair.
strengthened obviously as, and I think also thinking about it, I think a little bit of me, which is a weird thing to say, because I don't really, a lot of people things these days with a lot of TVs on the characters, like everyone says, oh, this is my favorite character. Majoritively is because people say, oh, this is my favorite character because I see myself a lot in this character. I don't see, like, a lot of my favorite characters, I've never seen myself in them. I've just done them because they've had great personalities in them, and they've made the series enjoying for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, like, especially with me these days, like, Ezri's a very, especially with like in like the first half of season 7, especially, like, she's a very unsure of herself character, like having thrust into the position that she's in, and very self-deprecating against herself. And I think, especially if we think about it now, that definitely, especially these days, for the first time, I think she's the first character in that respect I do actually ever relate to in some way. Which is again, as someone who's never related to a character in that sort of way before, is a weird thing to say.
No, fair though.
But yeah, and so that's why, like, it's why, because funny enough, like, that's one of many characters that like we've not really seen much of her officially post DS9. Which is why, I mean, there was, like, I think mid 2010s when there was like a potential rumor that Ezri Dax was going to appear in STO once, but then that must have been a rumor because it never happened. But obviously,
well, I think it would have been interesting to see her come back in STO when the rest of the DS9 cast came back. I can only assume like budgets and stuff fell through, and that's why that didn't happen. But I do like when she did come back, and I do like that she did come back. I think it's fitting that she came back, you know, and I like the fact that you've got her as like the captain of the Aventine and stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know, like all that stuff from the novel verse and stuff. I like that.
Because I think they did. I don't also quite like, because I know there's like a little bit of beta memory lore behind her and stuff after DS9, and I like how it was sort of a little bit, because obviously while she wasn't physically in that DS9 update, they did have a bit of dialogue for Julian Bashir, mentioning those two being married on the Amantine and stuff, which was quite nice, and it's just I guess I guess being one of those characters that sort of had the one seat that had a bit annoying, a bit annoying that on my path to have for my favorite character to be the one character that was on a Star Trek show for one season and never returned, and I was just
pity all the Tasha Yar fans.
Yeah, yes, of course, yes.
It bookends it quite nicely, doesn't it?
He remembers being the one that's currently rewatching TNG season 1. Who's just not long gone past the episode where she was killed.
Oh, Iris is at the same point, actually, to be fair. No, they messaged me while that was happening, and they were basically like, there's no way they're killing Tashiar off for real. And I was just like, oh god, they killed her off for real? Uh-huh. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it though, unless you want to gush about Ezri Dax some more.
Honestly, for my own anxiety, I'm not gonna do that.
No. We'll save that for when you're not being recorded, shall we?
And the last little note I have is so there was a video basically I saw on Instagram today. I've noted that I've made this note of Data and Spock Instapost Data comment, and it's basically the video. The comment's not related to the video, but the video is basically it's a clip of Spock going, I believe the human turn of phrase would be go to hell, and then Data's thing, which is I believe I speak for everyone here when I say to hell with our orders. And I mean, this comment was then explained by the fact that this guy had say watched 2 or 3 episodes of TNG before giving up on the entire series. But I then found this comment. I never understood why the robot thing, if it was so great, why not have one in every department? It's a robot, you can make as many as you want. It's not special. Spock was special because he was half human.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on it.
Wow.
But I saw that.
It's almost like you motherfuckers! There was an entire fucking episode about the robot thing being fucking sentient! It's almost like it's the point! It's almost like that was an entire fucking thing! Oh my god! Oh my god! We have officially reached the point of Star Trek The Next Generation being too woke for these fucks! It's almost like that was the... I mean, realistically, there's been a strain of that kind of stupidity in idiot fandom for a while. The amount of people who turn around and go, why didn't they just switch the EMH off when he was being annoying? But yeah, no, it's just like, almost like that was the fucking point.
I was about to say comment on this stuff, but people already gotten to before me, and this was the reason he hasn't watched the Next Gen series. So he commented, he replied to someone else by commenting, no, I honestly didn't like the Next Gen series. I thought it was too silly with the genius kid, the robots, whole families, the psychic, the bartender, and still couldn't figure anything out. It was absolute garbage.
Okay, asshole. Go watch Battlestar Galactica like the edgelord emo fuck you are. No offense to Battlestar Galactica fans, I like both versions of it, but okay, asshole, if you want it to be gritty and serious, go watch Battlestar Galactica, where everybody's sad all the time. Fucker! No, okay, the contrast between that and my friend Iris, who is getting into Star Trek The Next Generation.
Of that the other day,
Iris, no, and they love it. Like they're constantly messaging me when they watch it, like, hey, this is the thing that's happening. They love Star Trek TNG season 1, and I'm like, yeah, see that is fucking cool. people going back
Yeah.
to watch something that's like 20 years older than they are, and like being
Yeah.
fucking like, yeah, this is neat. I like this. But no, it's just they're younger than you, I think, possibly. Like your age or younger. Yes, they have a magnificent beard, I know.
Okay. I've never seen them. I just.
Oh, yeah, no, they are in fact younger than you, I think. Or,
The only
the-
knowledge of them I have is being
Yeah.
the voice of the documentary on those Industry comp things. I know nothing else about.
no, that's Lucy. That's Lucy. That's my friend Lucy. Iris is the helmsman from Joint Action.
Oh.
So that
Ah.
yeah, so yeah, completely different human beings.
People.
So fun fact: the human brain is only actually wired to know about 150 people. Did you know that?
I don't
Now
know.
you
I don't
do.
even know that many people, and it's even hard for me to.
Don't you? Don't you? Are you sure?
And he's not actively.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Yoda voice. So I got a hyper mood all of a sudden.
that's fair enough. I can skip this thing anyway. So, with all that said and done,
And with our case of mistaken identity resolved,
so, let us get into the Starfleet Academy's episode review for season 1, episode 5, series Acclimation Mill. And to start off with, general overview. Again, like about pretty much. First and foremost, pretty decent. Another, I'd say, pretty decent episode. Very, given the topic it runs on. I mean, it is this, but it was inevitable to be this. Very, very Easter egg heavy in a sort of way. And I'd say either one of or my favourite episode so far. I'm not too sure. Jed, first thoughts. Beginning thoughts.
A phenomenally made episode with some phenomenal filmmaking stuff attached to it. That makes at least one catastrophic, if not downright fatal, as mistake, if not two.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like it is really
Yeah.
genuinely. This episode fucking sparks. The lass who plays Sam fucking sparks. This entire episode fucking sparks. It's amazing. It is incredible. It is making two catastrophic fundamental errors about its premise that might make it, that might fucking kill it. Which is so sad. It's so sad because I do like the episode. I was having fun with a lot of it. Like there were bits of it, obviously, that I wasn't, but like.
Yeah. All right. Well, we shall see what it is when we get to it. So I shall and so starting off, our second rather interesting studio intro card. I can't remember what text they put over it now, but it was a very interesting to see how they just the fun, obviously crossing out the animation and rewriting everything else for everyone else, kind of fun. Now obviously we've seen it in the trailer. We saw a clip of it in the trailer. And the internet being the internet, I've seen clips popping up every now and then. Obviously, this is when Sam was just talking about how she's basically the test well, as she says, the emissary for her people. She's a lot of first of her type to be able to board the academy to test review organics. That's what I want. So obviously so I put emissary. I think I see the Cisco reference now. Now my next note was to do with the little scene where they've gotten Darren to eat that chicken stuff with the milk in it. And there was one shot on Darren, I think it was, and behind him there was a Morn. I just thought it was a nice little
Morn.
Morn.
Morn. Who mourns for Morn?
I was about to say. Again, and then actually. And this episode also saw the return of like the main featured return of some particular War College students, and in their
Kyle! Kyle! I fucking love Kyle! Kyle is the best! Kyle and Jaden, one true pairing! Yes! Fucking go! Let's fucking go! It's not fucking Star Trek if you don't have one fucking banger gay ship between a blonde white dude and an alien!
and
That by the way is your Instagram clip.
with the obviously War College students their first introduction in this scene.
Yeah.
And we have Darren.
Also, fuck the rest of those guys. Fuck the rest of those guys.
We have Darren pressing down that little laser line partition. I just love how he's trying to like be all serious about it, and then Reno just comes along and just turns up, picks up, and walks off with it. That was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the many Easter egg comments. Well, like, I mean, I didn't let them all down because this whole episode was essentially an Easter egg. But one of the first ones I noticed, obviously, when she was looking at that in that classroom when Sam was looking at those historical info screen things. Obviously, there was a shot of a screen image of the Guardian of Forever portal behind them, which I thought was pretty interesting.
That is the Guardian of Forever.
I am the Guardian of Forever.
And obviously, then we had and obviously I then put for the scene where obviously the scene is then revealed. There it is, the Cisco.
The Cisco.
And then
Sadly lacking in Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand.
to number 8. What have you got for us, Jed?
Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand. That's what I've got. Oh my god, you've never heard it referred to by that name.
Do you mean the Defiant?
I mean the Defiant!
Oh! I've never heard of that phrase.
Pimp hand! What? You've never
Never heard of that
name?
before, no!
But she's Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand! Like, I demand that when you do the video edit for this, that you just put a big picture of the Defiant up and you type out Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand!
I would just like to mention, for the record, before editing this video, I had never spoken or written the phrase Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand even once before. And I have now just written it 3 times.
All this, and we do not see Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand.
Twice now, okay.
I am so sad. I am so sad. How could you have an episode so much about Deep Space Nine and not have Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand?
That's 3, okay. But then
Ben Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand. Sorry.
4th. But then after we have the Grammy Love the Cisco, it took me a second to figure it out, but it was nice to see. Hey, that's fucking Tony Newsom. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's good to have him on board.
I thought, and obviously, it was part of a, and then so I didn't have anything else for the next few scenes, but the next bit was in the little after Sam was deciding to try and help, to try and figure out, trying to explain the unexplainable of the Cisco and stuff. And she and I both. It was a bit of a. It gave me a bit of a chuckle. It was a nervous chuckle of like, oh dear. When she walked into that Bajoran sort of reading group and almost half insulting them unintentionally, but I just put, oh dear.
Oh no. Accidental cultural insensitivity.
Yes.
Oh dear.
And I think,
oh no.
and I think that the following clip I saw then was oh yes, it was the meeting that Ake had with what was his name again? I put it down here.
With the dickhead.
Kelrig, that's one. Kelrig. Or Dickhead, either one. And the first thing I noticed was, I don't know if it was the general screen design officer because he was looking at an image of the ocean, but I liked the water screen effect that he had on the screen.
Oh yeah.
And how
That was really nice.
He seemed to walk around him as he walked through it.
That was good. CGI is on fucking fleek.
Yeah. And you might disagree with this. This episode sort of changed me on it a little bit. I sort of put after the last appearance we saw of him, it's nice to see him shitting himself a little bit. Obviously, obviously he was getting all worried about that whole meeting with Kilray. With the people. So it was like,
Oh
not so confident as I was in the last previous episode.
Yeah.
So it was nice to and
Nice to see him taken down.
As I mentioned earlier, this episode was a Easter egg heavy episode. We get to this Cisco museum, which, as expected, a lot of Easter eggs in, all like different like props and like artifacts and just Easter egg heaven in there. And it was nice to see an orb of the prophets in this as well.
It was nice to see an orb. It was nice to see the first contact uniform as well.
Yes, and nice as well. I may have missed it. As to the explanation, but I was a bit odd as to why after a while the orb just went dark.
Is that like meant to signify that the prophets weren't listening, or what?
Maybe. I mean,
or like the prophets were like, maybe you can go fuck yourself. I
thought it might have been like more like a proper like a replica for the artifacts and more of an actual orb for it, maybe.
I mean, I'm not being funny. It would surprise me very greatly if the Bajorans just let Earth keep an orb.
Yeah, that was something I did think about a little bit. Yeah, and I think then what was? Oh yeah, and then obviously I didn't realize obviously there was going to be a bigger cameo than it was, but then we get I can never remember his name, but the guy who played Jake.
Oh, Kerrick Lofton.
Kerrick Lofton, yes. We get him back in for cameo in this episode, which was quite
I
nice.
have no idea if that's how you pronounce that, by the way, so I do apologise.
Yes.
But no, he is. It was really, genuinely lovely to see him again as Jake's sister.
Then, moving on back to the main, to that dining area scene where they're trying. Oh yeah, that was it. After Sam heard about Cisco's thing for jambalaya, and I think she tried to attempt herself and make it one. I don't know why, but Jaden liking the spice stuff, saying my mouth is burning. I found that hilarious. I don't know why. Something about him, and I don't know.
Klingons really like spicy food.
Oh yeah, I imagined that, but I just like, why is that so? Why something about it is?
It's the delivery. It's the delivery.
Yeah. And then, after that, I think we had the scene where obviously before Ake said that he'd help Kelreg try and go through the procedure of this diplomatic meeting, and I just like the whole scene with Ake, the Doctor, Reno, and Kelvin. That was bloody brilliant. I love that so much.
Lots of really good comedic timing there.
Yeah. And then shifting on, sort of, to the, obviously to the parallel scene that's happening at the same time as this, we have our little group in the bar, and how whilst Caleb shows is able to simulate her holograph having shots, she immediately takes 12 shots, which I found.
Go big or go home!
And also, the fact that he takes 12 shots and then just immediately sinks back down onto the thing, just slowly slides down the thing.
Accurate to the student experience there. Take it from me.
I mean, I never had that, so
I did very briefly. Trust me, very accurate to
I'll
the
take
student
yours,
experience.
and then this is the first. This is like I don't know if I ever had like a major like peevedness or irkness to the War College in the. I mean, I was annoyed by them in the first episode, in that second episode, but I don't know how I had particularly annoyed by them by most people. The one thing that did sort of get me a bit, that just sort of like get to me a little bit, was the cool jackets comment, which I went cooler than your dull-ass black jackets.
Yes, you're complaining because they are wearing colourful jackets and you look like a collection of generic space Nazis. Space Nazis in space!
Then again, going back to the
I'm sorry. I do have
yeah.
to say, by the way.
Yeah,
I do have to say,
that's fine, yeah.
I'm so glad that fucking smug Romulan bitch got whacked in the face by Sam. Like,
Yeah,
thank you, Sam! Thank you! Best character moment yet!
and then so after the Black Jackets comment, I did that. We obviously went back to the to the scene in Ake's office, and as well as like the scene of like the scene with them as a whole, like the Doctor and Reno like bouncing off each other. I thought they were fucking. Just thought it was brilliant between that.
They are phenomenal. Like Tig Notaro and Robert Picardo are two
Yeah.
of the best comedic actors of their generation. They are incredible.
And then oh yeah. Obviously, the whole diplomatic preparation meal comes to a close, and obviously the fish in the middle of the thing lets out a very hilarious deflating sound. The three of them laugh, and then Kelrick absolutely digs the shit into Ake. And my comment was just, fuck, deep cut, sorry.
Oh god, boy got issues. Lots of issues.
Now, you just mentioned it a minute ago, but obviously this is the next one up. My reaction was, fuck! Sam punched the Romulan bitch!
Yeah!
And then I think this was the day obviously it can't be the day after. After the whole bar fight, after they'd all had a scolding from the Doctor. Like we got in the first or second episode, I think. Sam once again questions was hitting a little too close to home for the Doctor. It seems.
So sad. It's so sad.
And then, and then I liked the little despite obviously being her photonic programming from reading the book, but I liked Sam and Jake's heart to heart, just the little moment they had between them towards the end. I loved that. That was really cool. And then obviously, I think then once she was then talking to Tawny's character, and then, Tawny is fucking Dax. So many things make sense now based on, because obviously I clocked it earlier. I was like, wait, okay. I mean, I didn't think anything of it, but earlier I clocked that she called him Benjamin earlier in the episode. I was like, well, that's odd, but okay, I didn't think of it. But obviously that now, seeing her being Dax, I was like, ah. That makes so much sense now. Oh my god. And then my other question was also less was out of curiosity. Oh, so cause obviously now we know that she might be. I mean, I'm assuming that obviously is how the Trill have evolved to become now. What obviously because they're not without the spots anymore, and with the general the new facial structure.
No, she's part Cardassian.
Oh, is she?
Well, if you look at it, the general look of the face makeup is part Cardassian, like the spoon and stuff.
I didn't know.
So
I
clearly,
didn't pick up on that.
so clearly, what we're looking at, like, cause like we've seen the Trill in the 32nd century. They still look basically like spotty humans. So this is not a Trill. This is a hybrid Trill. This is a like part something else Trill. And like in theory, this is the 32nd century, so she could be like part Cardassian, part Trill. I thought I spotted some Bajoran elements, so it's like, oh, peace in our time.
More evidence of my lack of memory recall there, ladies and gentlemen. I will disregard that entirely.
This is why I am here, because my nerdy autistic ass just remembers this shit. I remember it. I remember it, so you don't have to. Ha!
And then I'm not gonna now. I don't know if it was because of any controversy behind the character. But obviously towards the end of the episode we have obviously a lovely overlaid monologue from Cisco, and then we have a little, whilst obviously it's a nice little tribute for it, I was a bit confused what the tribute was for. The thank you Avery at the end, which kind of got me a bit confused. I was like, he's not dead, is he? Which obviously he's not, but I was trying to Google it, but I was like, that's a bit odd for that sort of thing. I didn't quite understand what that was for, but, and then, at the end of it all, well, it was really awesome to hear have the DS9.
The DS9 theme.
Credits.
I did love that.
For episode 5. Over to you, everyone, for your comments, Jed.
Broadly speaking, this is a really artistically unique episode. I loved the little like graphic overlays and like little like almost like I don't want to say Suicide Squad style graphic overlays, because like Suicide Squad didn't do it very well, but like that's kind of what it was. It was just the little graphic overlays of this thing. It's like, oh shit. Well, we're diving into a bit of Ferris Bueller here. This is pretty good. I like that sort of Ferris Bueller-esque breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience vibe. It's good. We like it. It feels appropriate. I mean, broadly speaking, I really like this episode, and it does some really interesting things, and it does a lot with Sam's character that I think is really genuinely lovely. Genuinely, really love it. It's just a pity that it's built on two very, very, very big errors. And I'm gonna stress this here. So, when I say errors, obviously this is entirely subjective, and if you don't think these are problems, you're right, in the sense that nobody's right. I think these are errors that this episode has made, that it should not have made, that fundamentally ruin the premise. Okay? Thing 1.
Yeah.
You should not be saying, with any authority, what happened to characters when you might still go back and explore those characters later. Just because this show is set in the 32nd century, and that's the time that it wants to be set in now, doesn't mean that people making Star Trek shows in the future won't go, I actually want to make Star Trek Legacy. I want to make Star Trek DS9 Season 8. I want to make this other 25th century show that goes back to DS9 and does something else with it. You shouldn't be saying Cisco never came back, because you don't know. Until Avery dies, you just don't know. And also, like, there's plenty of, ancillary material, EU material, comics, where Cisco comes back. And Cisco, is back in Starfleet, commanding a starship, doing stuff. The IDW comics do all that stuff. You can't just go around saying, oh yeah, this is the definitive answer to this thing, forever. I mean, on the one hand, technically, yes, you can, because these people are making canon Star Trek. But it's not just their show. It's everybody who's making Star Trek's show. So I did feel like it was a big error, to do something so definitive by saying, oh yeah, Benjamin Sisko never ever came home, ever.
Okay.
You know, and as much as I loved everything that came from that, I loved Jake's appearances, I loved the whole mythology that had built up around Sisko, I loved how Sisko's story was used, you know, to uplift Sam. I don't think that's something that it should have necessarily done.
Okay.
Conversely, I also think it's a massive mistake for a brand new Star Trek series to go, oh yeah, we're going to make an entire episode, where the premise is basically, here's a bunch of Easter eggs for the critically acclaimed, but less popular in terms of sheer people who watched it, series. Yeah, here's a bunch of Easter eggs about Deep Space Nine, this series that we, as fans, know and love, but the general public are less familiar with. Oh yeah, no, here's an entire episode which is basically, here's a Deep Space Nine Easter egg, here's a Deep Space Nine Easter egg, here's a Deep Space Nine Easter egg, here's more Deep Space Nine Easter eggs. And it's like, because I like Deep Space Nine, I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, this is a show that's meant to be for brand new viewers to come to Star Trek, you know, the young viewers, all right? If you, as a young viewer of something, were to watch an episode of this thing, which is basically like, hey, remember this 30-year-old program? Do you want to see all these Easter eggs about this 30-year-old program that you've probably never watched? I mean, look, I find it difficult as a fanboy to gauge that stuff accurately, because as a fanboy, part of me is like, referencing the past?
Yeah.
Bad news! And part of me is like, oh my god, they got the uniform right! So I'm clearly not a very good judge for this stuff. I don't know. Like, for me, the first point is the more egregious, because it's like, so what, you're just saying he never came home? Like that's it. You know, you're not giving any credence to the comic books or the external material. You're not giving anyone any opportunity to tell stories about what if he does. I mean, it's not like he will. It's not like there's ever going to be, because Avery Brooks, the reason that they put that little thank you in is because Avery Brooks is retired.
Oh, okay.
They got permission to use that little monologue because he recorded that for like a spoken word poetry album a while ago.
Oh, okay.
You know. But, you know, he's retired. He doesn't act anymore. He would probably never come back for Star Trek. Like, I don't know, maybe if they did the DS9 Season 8 stuff that they talk about in What We Left Behind, which I hope they never do. I wasn't a fan of the ideas they had in that. But
I was intrigued by them, but only because it's probably a thing that everyone has, and I just the way my brain did it. But it's just a thing of thing of a show that obviously I ended up I watched so many seasons of, and then obviously and it's the thing and it's obviously then I got to the end of it, and it's a thing of like I was just a curiosity of this is like that them continued on however long after the last thing of this official end that we had for the show, sort of thing. So I think obviously it was just the intrigue of more of that of those characters. I think that sort of caught my interest. But I'd have to rewatch. I said I'd have to rewatch it to have a thing. Though if I did, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have many other thoughts on it anyway. So, but anyway, yes, continue. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, I mean, really, it's one of those things where the stuff that I like about it is like the competent and the artsy, you know, like it's doing stuff that's new.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm never gonna be in for this whole Caleb and what's her face romance.
That's fair enough.
Every like I like Caleb more when it's not a him episode. I like Caleb more when he's a supporting character and he's not a focus character.
That's fair enough.
You know, I like Sam. I like Sam. I like Kyle. You know, I like Jaden. You know, I like Genesis. I even like Darum. I can't get in for Caleb. I'm sorry.
That's fair enough.
I don't know what it is. And it sucks because obviously it's his show. You know? But then again, like, it's weird. It's increasingly seeming not to be. And I'm sort of sat here thinking, well, okay, is it his show or isn't it? Pick one. Because if it like unless we've just had the obligatory like here are episodes about other people thing,
perhaps,
and we're gonna go straight back into here's 3 more episodes about Caleb. Oh. Yeah, I sound. I don't. It's not like he's doing a bad job either. It's just, you know, I can't stay. I like the character. That's all.
One thing about the one comment for Caleb I did actually quite funny is just was just the whole the scene where obviously Sam was describing like I can't remember what, like the human mate, well, human like love rituals or sort of that to obviously their her
Report.
that they're in the report, yeah, and obviously she was obviously doing a camera switch between like Caleb and obviously the drawing gun, and just how blunt their his questions were. Why don't you just ask him? Why didn't you? And then just like I can't remember the script exactly.
And then the bit about pheromones was funny when the Orion boy came over and sniffed Caleb, and it's like, and Orion would know about pheromones, to be fair.
So was there anything else I was going to mention, or was that
This is a short one, which I feel this is it though, is that when something is competent and well made, there's not really much to say. Like if it was shit.
Usually
like,
you'd go on like a massive
Well, I can sit here and rant about the fact that it completely fucking bulldozes the comics for like the billionth time. Which, I think in general, like modern Star Trek has been especially egregious about bulldozing the ancillary material. Because I mean, like Star Trek Picard was like horrendous for bulldozing the fuck out of Star Trek Online's canon, and it's like, you don't have to bulldoze it quite that fucking hard, fellas. You don't have to bulldoze the ancillary canon that fucking much, guys. Guys, you don't have to bulldoze. Guys, you don't have to ruin everything I loved about this thing. What the fuck? But it's also like it pisses me off because there are people who work really hard on like the Star Trek Defiant line. And the stuff with Cisco and the Theseus and all that stuff in the comics. And I wonder if it must kind of suck to be them, knowing you sit there and you think, I've written this really fun story where Ben Sisko comes back and he's got a snazzy new uniform and he meets Liam Shaw and all this stuff happens, and now they've just decanonized the lot of it. And I suppose like the plus side is, the plus side is that you can technically say it's the 32nd century. Maybe some of those adventures just got lost to time.
Could do,
yeah, but the intention of the show is very clearly to say, no, he definitely never came back. And it's like, then fair enough. It just sucks,
I can understand the perspective. I mean, I'm not having as large a knowledge of the unofficial fan or production comics or whatever outside of main stuff, but that's something I thought about. But yeah, I can understand that perspective and that point of view. I think as much as it feels like there should be more I need to say, I think that is the end of today's review.
Woo!
Which, fuck me, it's the first video under now we've done so far. Like for reference, so far I think the longest was probably the longest single episode, bar obviously the first one because that was a double one. I think it was probably about 1 hour 15, 1 hour 20. It's just 46 minutes so far.
I mean, I can rant for 14 minutes if you like about random shit.
No, that's good. No. I mean, I like it to stay as short as possible. So yes, that was our review for the 5th episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, season 1, episode 5. I think I've said the episode number twice now in that situation. As per usual, I'm not going to do what I normally do, which is explain what type of comedy you should leave, and just, as Jed said last time, just don't be a dick about it. Be civil, be kind to each other, and if not, you'll get yeeted out of the comment section. Yeah.
Be kind. Rewind.
So, yes, thank you all so much for watching this video. Again, if you liked it, please leave a like, please leave a comment, and please subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to all the channels. The one that you're watching, the one that's in the description. Subscribes for everybody.
I think this time I shall drop the running joke of subscribing to Jed's shit.
Yes. I wouldn't subscribe to my shit this week, everybody. I've had a stressful week.
Because I tried I tried it once.
It's okay.
It was a fun joke once. I tried it twice. I don't think Jed picked up on it, so I'm gonna drop it this time. But thank you all so much for watching, and I shall hopefully seeing things will go out your schedule wise next week, Jed. I shall see the rest of you lot. Actually, no, I shall see you. I should probably actually see you. No, I should. I shall see you. I shall see you on the next video.
He'll see you when he fucking sees you, alright? He'll see you when he... Actually, he won't see you. You can see him. He can't see you. That's how YouTube works.
No, the thing is, I know the videos are coming out soon, but then I thought, hold on, but this video comes out of the schedule. So how's it gonna work now? So I was like, I give up. I'm not gonna try to think that through. That's too much to think about now. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you whenever I see you and you, Jed, next week. Thank you all again, and goodbye.